to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Mr. Wes Cook.
Here we go again.
I know, brother. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but hey, man, we're getting them in. That's all that matters. We got tons of stuff to bring today.
Oh, tons.
Yeah,
a
let's
lot
go.
of stuff is going on.
I'm excited.
Where you want to start?
Man, I mean, we got NBA playoffs. We just watched the Thunder destroy the Nuggets in Game 7. So,
A little shocked by that. I thought the Nuggets would come out with a little more effort.
well, the Nuggets were up double digits early on and then flipped the whole script, and the Thunder just took over. And this is the Thunder team that we saw after the first quarter is the Thunder team that I knew we'd see this playoffs. Because we said they weren't far away.
No, they're not far
weren't.
away.
And I think they're there now. We might have been a year off because we're like, in about 2 years, this might be the year.
Maybe.
They look good.
I like everything I've seen from all the teams left in the playoff.
Oh, yes.
Minnesota looked good. I still question Rudy Gobert. He can be a liability on occasion defensively if you can switch him the right way.
If you get him switched onto a smaller guy, it just
You're in trouble.
well.
You can't switch with Rudy.
Right. Minnesota and Thunder in the Western Conference Finals will be interesting. I'm excited to see how that one goes. I still taking the Thunder. That was my pick to win it all. I'm going to stick with that. But I think this one goes 7.
I think it does go 7. I agree with you.
I think it's going to go 7. The T-Wolves have put it together. That was the other team we talked about.
Yep.
Being right here. And I guess it just has come to fruition maybe a year early for us.
Well,
for what we talked about.
They worked to the Western Conference Finals last year, so
They did. They did.
That's 2 years. 2 years. It's their second year there. They've gone.
We're going to be right about one of these teams.
One of these teams we're going to be spot on about.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference, though, I think we are completely shocked.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Tatum went down for the Celtics. The Celtics were controlling that series beforehand. Not the Celtics. The Knicks were controlling the series beforehand.
Here's the thing about the Celtics. The Celtics, I blame 100% on bad coaching. Yeah. And the reason I say this, Game 1 and Game 2, they blew 20-point leads in the second half because, hey, we're just going to keep jacking up threes regardless if they're going in or not. So you're not drawing fouls. You're not getting to the free throw. I think in Game 1.
You're not slowing the game down a little bit. The thing is, you're trying to run through it and just hope you maintain the lead. That's not a way to coach these teams.
No.
I mean, keeping the up-tempo pace got you there. And we preach a lot about guys taking the air out of the ball. A lot of coaches, especially in college.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about this is the NBA playoffs. Like,
yes.
we need you need to change it up a little bit. Slowing it down is not necessarily a bad thing. Trying to get to the basket, get those get the fouls and things like that. Then you're putting guys in foul trouble. Then you're getting to the free throw line. You're getting easy points.
Easy points. Yes. Yeah. And you've got what they had, I think Boston's 5 starters shoot 70+% from the free throw line. That there's not one of them that's a free throw liability.
There's not a Shaq on the floor.
No, there's not. Yeah. I mean, Derek White can shoot them, Tatum, Brown, Porzingis can shoot them too.
Yeah, I mean, you're not it's not problematic. But no, I agree with you. Yeah, the Celtics.
I mean, in all actuality, they could have won that series, even with Tatum going down. Because they won a game without him.
Yeah.
But it's when he went down, that was just kind of like
we saw the writing on the wall, right?
Yeah.
You knew what was going to happen.
It's pretty gnarly too, watching it. Like
it didn't seem like anything happened.
You could if you go back, there's slow-mo footage, kind of like the one of Aaron Rodgers, where you could see the whole calf shimmy. Yep. Where you can kind of see it just do this number for a second. You're just like, okay.
You saw it snap.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's some slow mo.
Okay.
You got to see it in slow mo. You don't really see it at regular in game speed.
Yeah.
But if they slow it down, you can see it like
just snap.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's rough. That's a tough one to come back from too.
Oh yeah, that's Christian Laettner said that's what kind of ended his NBA career.
Right.
That he didn't have
science has advanced a lot now, so that helps.
It has.
I mean, you see guys come back from Achilles a lot more now than you have in the past.
Well, I remember it used to be if you tore an You just go in unsend.
Well, I
To
mean,
who?
that helps, right?
To who? Everybody.
Yeah, unsend everything. I said, please, I hope you did not read
Yeah, if you've seen it already, it's too late. Then I don't even worry about it.
this.
But anyway. But yeah, I don't see Cooper is. I feel like Cooper's just a can't miss guy. I think it's going to take injury for him to not be a good player. We saw too much. We saw too much in the USA basketball stuff where he looked the part then
Yeah.
as a 17-year-old high school kid.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like here's this white dude from Maine. How is this possible? It's there. It's called hard work. Plus, he can do everything.
It's also called being gifted at 6'9".
Yeah. Yeah.
Gifted some height. That'll do some things.
Yeah, you can't teach height.
No, you can't just do the whole South Park thing and like get your legs and knees replaced.
Oh Lord.
With your balls.
Yeah. Nah, I got a buddy from back home who is 6'7". Almost he's like 6'7 3/4, almost 6'8".
Yeah.
The most uncoordinated guy I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm like, you absolutely kill me some days. He's like, why? I'm like, dude, if I had your height, me and you would not be having this conversation right now because I'd be in the league somewhere.
Yeah.
Or I'd be playing ball overseas.
Utilizing the height.
Yes. I could do something with 6'7", 6'8".
So I had a roommate back in the day. It was still one of my good buddies. His name's Amos. He was 6'10".
Oof.
Huge. He went to a small school in Kentucky. It was like Kentucky Christian college or university or whatever. Never played a day of basketball in his life. He's there for orientation. He's walking around. Basketball coach runs into him. He's like, "Son, you play basketball?" He's like, "No, sir." He's like, "You do now."
At
Dude,
there, absolutely.
Well, the thing is the dude ends up playing for the college or whatever, and is a few years later that I end up meeting him, and we ultimately lived together or whatever, and we joined this intramural basketball team. Yeah, it was like 25 years, something like that, right? And we go out there, dude has a skill set. Yeah, I'm just watching him get it. He has a little shimmy to the left, to the right, a little hook shot, a little, layup. I mean, he's bigger than everybody out there.
Yeah, he's bigger than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he dropped 20.
When you're that big, and especially at like one of those small schools like that,
yeah,
you're probably dominating because you're not playing a 6'10" guy every day.
No, of course not.
You got guys probably 6'6" guarding you most of the time, if that.
This school's probably not Division III, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a small group of Christian colleges that play each other.
Yeah,
and I never really dove into his whole like basketball career with him, but he would be a dude that we should bring on. I think we could bring him on, and he'd give us some stories for sure.
I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah, he's yeah, it's just when you talk about uncoordinated, he's not. But on the basketball floor, man, I was impressed. I was like, hey, this man's got it. He's like, he picked up some things. He kept it up there in the repertoire.
Well, I mean, you got to look at some of these. Tim Duncan played basketball 2 years before he got to Wake Forest.
Yeah,
2 years. That was it. Rest is history. You're talking about probably the greatest power forward to ever play the game.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal was very similar.
Yeah.
Like they were just stuck a basketball in his hand and all of a sudden started playing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just some guys that have it.
Yeah. No.
Some guys, you just put a ball in his hand and it just happens.
Yeah.
But
it was nuts.
What else you got down there?
Well, you're in the middle of hockey.
Yeah.
As well, playoffs. That's what's kind of cool about this whole season, right? You got the NHL playoffs too, and we are fortunate enough to have watched a representative in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I know. I made a point to on our fishing trip on Friday to ask where all these playoff tickets go.
Yeah,
I need one of these playoff tickets.
What's the word?
I didn't get a no, but I didn't get a sure. I'll get right on that too. Either.
Right? Of course not. No, I get it, but man, that would be cool. That'd be an electric atmosphere. I know.
Well, I didn't realize that it's
I
one
would
of the
love it.
loudest arenas in hockey.
It is, yeah, absolutely. The fan base is huge now, and you know, as a resident here and being a Flyers fan, it is cool to have a team that's good to kind of support as like a secondary team. You know, not because we're not huge hockey fans, but I mean, being able to go and see them and then care to watch.
It's a good time.
You
We
know,
have a
well,
blast
we went
every
with-
time.
Well, when we went with Chris this year,
Yeah.
right? Like Chris showed up and Chris has kind of got me like really on the bandwagon because Chris is like into it. Like he's come over here like nights after just to hang out and drink some beers. And he's like, is the Hurricanes game's on? And so we turned it on and just watch it. And it's like, oh, okay. And I mean, I'm in for playoff hockey for sure. Like, I mean, I'll watch a few games here or there in the middle of the season, but it's very rare. And usually it's like in the background, it catches my attention for 10 minutes of the entire game.
Yeah.
But playoff hockey, like I'm in. And watching it live, absolutely. Like,
I mean, in Carolina, pretty much thumped Washington.
oh yeah, no, they definitely did. I mean, they took the 1 seed in 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm like, you look at the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are definitely got to be the favorites to run through this thing at this point.
Going into the playoffs, they had the second highest odds of winning.
Behind the Caps.
Behind the Panthers, actually. The Florida Panthers had the best odds.
Oh, their game is going on right now.
Yeah.
They're in Game 7 against the Maple Leafs.
Come on, Panthers.
Yeah. Your Western Conference Finals is all set. You got the Dallas Stars and the not Houston Oilers. What's wrong? Edmonton Oilers.
Who handled Vegas.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, they did. And they took that down in a 5-game set. Dallas Stars, took down the 1 seed over there in a 6-game set.
Yeah, their seeding is very weird.
Well, they do it by those like division things.
Yeah. Because I mean, you see, like Vegas was a 1 seed, the Jets were the 1 seed.
Yeah, you got
Leafs
four.
were
You got four
1
1 seeds,
yeah.
and they're all in the 4 seed. So, it's like the Sweet 16.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is half the league that gets in. But that's what you're gonna get, right? That's because it's more television revenue and everything like that. So it makes sense.
Speaking of playoff stuff, did you see the stuff where the NFL is talking about? It looks like it may pass that they're going to change playoff seedings.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I like how they re-rank stuff already.
That's not what they're changing. They're going to change the division.
Division winners don't get the seed.
It's going to be straight based on your record.
Right, yeah. So the division winners get in no matter what, but you don't get the automatic 4 seed if there's a team with a better record.
Right.
And I'm not opposed to it. I mean, honestly, because when you go through the whole thing, but then it kind of lessens the value of the division.
It does.
However,
it'll keep guys playing longer. You won't see these guys, a team that's, hey, we've got the 2 seed locked up right now. There's no point in us playing. If we lose the next 2 games, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Where you're going to have teams that's, dude, we can still catch these guys. All we got to do is win.
No, you're right. You're right. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it either. Like I said, from the get-go, it is what it is.
I like it because it keeps teams from, like, Kansas City kind of doing what they did this year. It keeps them where you're going to see some guys. You're going to eventually have, like, that last week, maybe a team be up. There's
nothing you're going to do. Like, the Lions could have lost last week and the last week of the year and still had the 1 seed.
Yep.
Understood. However, here's my thing is you look at some of these teams, they play a tougher schedule.
Oh, yeah.
So like you talk about teams that have these harder schedules. Let's say the entire division's over 500. Very rare that it happens, but there are instances it does. Like let's say in the NFC North, for instance, and Green Bay, wins with a 10-7 record because
Minnesota won 15 games and was the 5th seed?
Right. I mean, and I get it. That sucks. and you had 3 playoffs teams out of that entire division.
Yeah.
So in that instance, like last year is not really doesn't support my point because of how good 3 of those teams were. But I'm saying if all 4 teams are good in the division, and you have 4 teams that are all above 500, and all of them split, they all go 1-1 against each other the whole way, right? We're talking about you've got 3 losses, all from within the same division. You also have 3 wins
From the same division. Yep.
from the same division.
Essentially, you're splitting your home and homes with everybody.
Right. I mean, that may happen. And then you're playing a first place schedule or a second place schedule, and yet you still find a way to eke out 10, 11 wins and win your division. But I understand usually that doesn't happen. That's just the scenario I don't support it in.
Yeah.
But the scenario with Tampa this year and, in the past with like Seattle making it with a losing record.
Yeah, Seattle getting the 4 seed at like
seed
7 and 9.
Yeah, and getting a home game. So that happens way more often than the scenario I'm putting out there. So I say we go back and look at the math and things like that. It makes more sense to change it in this capacity.
Well, speaking of scheduling, NFL announced schedules this week.
Yeah.
I have week 1 pulled up as we're talking right now. I love the opening game. You probably love it too. Because you're probably going to get to see your team kick the shit out of the team you like to see them kick the shit out of them the most.
Here's the thing. The best part of this is that entire roster has to watch us hang a banner.
Yes, they do.
That team has to witness the celebration. And the celebration is going to cost you at least $350 to get in.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. I'm like, ooh.
The opening line is a 7-point spread.
I would probably take Philly plus 7 or Philly minus 7 on it.
Man, it's the opening week. So there's a lot of kinks still you're working out. You got new personnel and things like that. In our case, we got a new OC too. It could be interesting. I always do this though. I'm always like, oh, it's going to be closer. It's a rivalry game, blah, blah, blah. And
these are always opening things too,
Yeah.
A lot of things could happen between now and then. I mean, we do see occasional injuries in training camp
Yeah, so I see the schedule, and my biggest gripe with it, and I don't mind. I like the opening match with Dallas. That's pretty cool. However, I'm not a huge fan of being the Super Bowl winner, getting a rematch with the team you played in the Super Bowl, and you got to go on the road. So week 2, we play Kansas City on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge advocate of that. I don't think that's not cool.
Yeah, but didn't you play them in Philly last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. We beat them. But I mean, I know it because it runs down, and there's a reason why we do that because the schedule breaks it down that you play the 1 seed in the AFC West on the road, then you play the 2 seed at home and so on. Right, I get it, but at the same time, in this aspect, I just think it's weird. Should be able to get the home game against the team you just blew out.
Have you gone through and looked at some of the schedules? I would like you to look at the New York Giants schedule.
Oh, it's brutal. And there's the opening stretch is all L's. Yeah, I mean, they start off on the road against the Commanders. There's an L. Then they go on the road and play Dallas.
That's probably going to be an L.
And then they host the Chiefs.
L.
Host the Chargers.
L.
And then they might get a win at the Saints.
The Saints might be there.
But then they host the Birds.
Yep.
They go on the road to the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to go to Philly.
Yep.
And then they host the Niners.
Yep.
I mean, there's one clear-cut, not even a clear-cut win, a possible win for them.
In that stretch.
In that first 8-game stretch.
Well, even the rest of the schedule. They have to play the NFC North.
Right, yeah. So you're good. And the thing is, I mean, you're fortunate enough you're going on the road against the Bears.
You're going on the road, but
But you host the Packers.
Yep.
You got to go on the road against the Lions. And you do host the Vikings, but that's definitely not going to be a win.
No, you look their best chances at wins. It's Saints, Patriots, Raiders.
Right.
So we're just looking at this from the outside.
And maybe the Bears.
Maybe
the Bears.
but the Bears still went 7-10 last year.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, and
and they should have improved a little. I mean, they went and spent money on offensive line.
Yeah,
they got Caleb another weapon. Didn't they have enough? Don't they have enough there? But
no.
I mean, it's just like their schedule is. They have, I think, in the ranking, they have the toughest schedule in the NFL. I did not see who had the weakest.
Yeah, they
did not see that, but I'm sure
Green Bay at least is opening the season at home against the Lions.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough game.
Green Bay has a pretty tough go of it early on too.
Their
you
schedule.
Get the Lions early. You get the Commanders.
Yep.
You do go on the road for the Browns, which is nice. Then you should be able to wrap that one up.
Should.
You're on the road to the Cowboys. That should be a W. Then you host the Bengals. That's
who knows what you're getting there.
I think whatever the over/under is, you take the over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're on the road to the Cardinals, on the road to the Steelers.
Home against the Panthers. Home against the Eagles.
Right.
Oof. I mean, you get at Broncos. Home against the Ravens. I mean, it still ain't pretty.
No, it's a tough go for Green Bay too.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't that giant schedule, but I mean, the majority, you look at 6 games is our division.
I'm gonna say you look at probably an AFC South team as having probably the easiest schedule, like the Titans.
Oh, they have to have.
They open up pretty rough. They go on the road against the Broncos and then host the Rams. But then they got Colts, Texans, Cardinals, Raiders, Patriots, Colts, Chargers, Texans, Seahawks, Jags, Browns, 49ers, Chiefs.
I'd imagine Cleveland's
Saints,
schedule is
Jags.
not terrible. I mean, other than their division, I mean, yeah, it's really not. I mean, you got the Bengals, the Ravens, their division.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is what it is. Steelers in their division. I think Mike Tomlin gets his first losing season.
Oh, I mean, especially if Aaron Rodgers is what they're laying, they're laying everything out for.
Yeah. If that doesn't fall into place and they got to play Mason Rudolph, please.
Good luck.
You know what they'll be doing? They'll be calling Atlanta, wanting to know what it'll take to get Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah, you would have to.
Have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they did draft the kid from Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a 7th round pick. Maybe they roll him out there. Who knows?
Could be the possibility. Depends on how everything in training camp works.
Yeah. But I mean, they get the Patriots, the Jets. They do have to play the 49ers. They do have to play the Bills. But the rest of their schedule is, Dolphins, Titans. It doesn't look overwhelming. But I think Steelers will be lucky if Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign there. And even if he does, I mean,
where else is he going at this point? I think everybody else has kind of made up their mind.
I don't think they've got the weapons.
No.
To be honest.
Not when you trade off Pickens.
I kind of like the DK Metcalf Pickens
combo. That's what I thought the whole idea was now we got a solid 1-2 combo here and the offload Pickens, and now it's like, what's the game plan here?
Let me ask you this question. We hadn't really got to talk about since it's happened. How do you like the Pickens to the Cowboys move?
I think if he doesn't get enough targets, Pickens is going to fight everybody in the locker room.
Well, he's got to know going in there he's number 2. Like,
Well,
has
absolutely.
to know.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb is a top 5, top 6 wide receiver.
Yeah. But I
So
mean,
you have to know what you're looking at here. I mean, Pickens has never played the caliber of the top 5 wide receiver.
he's also, in all honesty, never really had a quarterback either.
He's still not going to have a quarterback.
I would say Dak is better than anything Pittsburgh has had for the last 3 years.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, he played with Kenny fucking Pickett, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it does add a weapon, but it doesn't mean that it's going to make that offense better.
Yeah.
The O-line's still going to struggle.
Yeah. I think their running game's still going to struggle.
Yeah, there's nothing about the running game that's improved. I mean, they brought in Williams, I think. So,
yeah, I'm looking right now because I wanted to see who they added myself.
I mean, it's they're still a team that has a lot of pieces they need to fill to be competitive.
Yeah,
this division has kind of shifted into a more of a Philadelphia, Washington scenario.
Oh, Dallas is at best third. At best.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough firepower and enough depth in a lot of the areas that's necessary to be successful, especially in this competitive ass division.
Mm-hmm.
And staying healthy is going to be the best thing for them, so they can at least not have to rely on depth. And if they're able to do that, they'll be competitive. However, I mean, everybody's a year old. And I mean, really, you go back and look at their draft. There's not a whole lot to look at there and say that they're changing.
Well, I like them getting an offensive lineman in the first round.
No, it makes sense. I mean, you go and make that move. Yep. But the thing is been better guys at that position. And, at least at that number.
Yeah.
And they went and got the other guy. He could work out. This thing. The draft is going to, there's a lot of guys that are going to surprise you. There's going to be a lot of guys that let you down. Not everybody's that surefire guy in the first round, as we've seen in plenty of years past.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's opportunity for him. This guy could shore up the line for 10 to 12 years going forward. And I mean, that's the best hope for them. But they also, the O-line's still not improved with one guy.
No.
The O-line's still deteriorated beyond him. Now, do they shore up one part of the 5 guys that are protecting? Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you got a guard, though. So you're looking at an interior lineman.
Yeah.
I mean, that helps some. I think I read a stat about him that they were saying, saw another video about it, but essentially they were like, oh yeah, they drafted that guy because he's the guy that's going to be able to stop Carter.
Oh yeah, no, that's what they said.
And then, but if you go like back, because he hadn't given up a sack in like 2-3 years, something like that. But if you go look at who his last sacks he gave up to,
3 in one game.
3 to Carter. So you're like, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
But at the same time, you're looking at an upperclassman going up against like a freshman. So I kind of get it.
But now you're looking at a rookie going against a 3-year vet.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's like, hey, buddy.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's going to be the same scenario early on. Now, does he shore up and get better and be able to stop a guy like Jalen Carter?
Maybe.
You're not selling the guy short.
No, I'm not selling him short.
But you want to see the last time he gave up a sack? It was to the guy they thought
they could put him up against. Yeah, it's not good.
Early on, I think Jalen's going to have his way with him. Jalen has his way with a lot of guys.
Jalen's a stud, bro.
You want to talk about a guy on the defensive line that has the potential to be Aaron Donald-esque?
Well,
Jalen Carter.
They brought him in, and then he learned underneath Fletcher Cox.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, a future Hall of Famer in his own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's learning from the best.
It's like, all right, cool. It's kind of like your center.
Oh yeah, Jason Kelsey, best center to play the game probably.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could argue. You could
argue
arguably
that.
say that. I would say that.
If at worst he transcended the game.
Yeah, I mean he's going to be
he's
going.
evolved it into a position that requires a lot of movement, a lot of athleticism, and
Yeah. Well, the new offenses, you have to have an offensive line.
you got to pull the offense
that can
line.
move.
Yeah, they got to move. They got to get out and make blocks. Especially
They got to
with
move.
RPOs
They got to be able to get around, pull. They got to get to that second level sometimes.
Mhm.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, I would, I'm not going to argue with Kelsey all day. I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, easy.
I mean,
easy.
Just what he's done statistically as a center. He's the only guy to do what he's done.
Right.
The only one. So
it's wild.
But I mean, when you bring in young guys, because they drafted the guy that's playing center for Ghana, 3 years ago?
3 or 4. He was handpicked by
Kelsey. But he was handpicked by Kelsey. They were pretty much, hey, we know
who's the guy that's going to take your spot.
Yeah. And we know you're not going to be around. We're not trying to get rid of you right now. We're looking at somebody who can we draft that you can help us develop when you're ready to roll.
Well, yeah, that makes the most sense.
But here's what I love about that. It's the fact that they're like, hey, look, this is what we're doing. We want you to look at it. We want your help with it.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, I think that's just, how many front offices do that? Not very many.
No, probably not. But I mean, you got to trust guys, right? And then Jurgens fills the role perfectly. I mean, the pedigree of Nebraska.
Well, it's also it's Howie Roseman having the trust and having the
I mean, he's proven his worth as a GM for sure. You go back and look at some of these draft picks, and they make you scratch your head. And in the more recent years, though, now you're sitting back. Okay, let him go.
Yeah, right? He's done. He over the last 4, 5 maybe.
I mean, ever since the Jalen Reagor blunder and losing out on Justin Jefferson,
he's kind of been on it.
It's all been short up. Right.
Yeah.
He's taken his method and changed it and said, I'm not going to try to be smarter than everybody else. I'm going to go with the surefire thing. And I'm going to let it fall to me. I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to give up equity to go and get a guy that I'm so, invested in.
I may like this guy, but I'm not trading the farm to get him.
Yeah, I'm not betting my future on it either.
Yeah.
And, that's why he's going to sustain success. He's going to sustain his job. Everything's going to be there for him because of what he's doing now. And, that's why other GMs are afraid to answer their phone on draft night when they see, the Philadelphia number come in. They see the 215. They're like, oh, shit.
What the fuck does this guy want?
Yeah.
Who does he want, or what does he want me to take?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you see the 215, you're like, ah, shit.
See Cleveland call, you're like, oh, I can win this one.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, this is good. I got a bologna and cheese sandwich.
I like what Cleveland did this year, though. I like it.
No, they drafted well.
I didn't like
to steal the draft easily.
It depending. But he could be.
I mean, the fact that you went and got 2 quarterbacks is kind of puzzling. But I mean, I think the value in the 5th round for a guy like that. Can you get the ego, leveled out?
Yeah. Well,
that's going to be the telling story of Sanders. But
my question is, who's gone off? Who's going to be the guy gone? They got 5 quarterbacks on their roster, right?
Yeah.
5. As weird as it sounds, I think Pickett's a dead man walking.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because there's too much tape on the guy now. there's too much there for that is known about Pickett, and
Yeah.
there's so much unknown with the two guys they picked. Like, do you play your hand with Pickett that you know you're not getting shit out of, or do you play your hand with
Young guys.
with the young guys when you've got you brought in Dylan Gabriel, you brought in Shador Sanders, and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I mean, because really, I mean, if it's us and we're talking, Deshaun Watson and Kenny Pickett are gone.
Sean Watson would have been gone last year. I said
Just
it,
eat it.
I would have already eaten that cap hit.
Yeah, he's not playing another down in this.
No.
Unless the most dire situation happens and you got three quarterbacks. You got three quarterbacks hurt.
I mean, he already tore the Achilles again.
Right.
So you're like,
he's not even coming back until middle of the year.
Yeah.
So you're talking about you're running the game with Flacco, right? I mean, because you bought in Gabriel and Sanders to fill in after Flacco does it. You've seen what Flacco does. Like, you're going to carry the season with him at least until he's hurt. Then you're going to run your chances with Sanders or Gabriel.
Yeah.
Pickett is a dead man walking. He's
out of there.
Watson is only held based on his contract at this moment and just waiting for somebody to be like, we need to cut the dead weight.
They've already made the first when the owner come out and said, yeah, we swung and missed badly.
Yeah,
Watson.
no.
When they finally have somebody that's come out and said it.
Well, I mean, that's what you need to do, right? Haslam came out and was like, this is it.
Yep.
And so I get that, but it's a shame we're not GM.
I wish somebody would let us just do it.
Do it for 1 year. See what happens.
Give us,
we're pretty smart guys about this.
Give us, well, I wouldn't say 1 year. Give us like 3 years.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we're not going to change the team overnight, of course.
No, you can't.
But I think we could turn a team not making the playoffs into a team that makes the playoffs.
I think we could do that in 3 years.
Easily. I think we could take control of the Browns and make them a playoff team.
Absolutely, I think we could.
I
think we could do it with Tennessee.
We could. I like the idea of the Browns because of just how mismanaged they've been for so long. I think that's a team that you just be like, fuck it. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah. I like Stefanski.
Let the fans figure it out. And yes, Stefanski's a good coach in position. They'll allow for us to, work with a guy that has his head on his shoulders and is making some of the right moves. And then you've got a defense you can work with. You know the guys are going to be able to be put in place and do the right things.
Yeah.
So we're here, and I think
they're not.
I think we could find an offense that's going to figure this out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I think we could. Problem is, we can't just talk them into letting us do it. I'd do it for free.
No.
All right,
I will take a significantly
lower GM salary than anybody else. Yes. Okay.
Pay me $500,000 per year, and then throwing a bunch of bonuses my way based on success.
Yeah.
And then because the GM's making $3 million a year, probably a successful one. We're telling them pay between the two of us. You pay $1 million. I'm not going to be free. Can't be free. I'll be free. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'd be free for the first year to prove you I can do the job.
Yeah.
And then you're going to incentivize that entire first year based upon the successes that we have. And extend me based on said successes.
Wow. Trying to see. I'm just looking just for shits and giggles what Howie Roseman makes.
Howie's making some cheese now.
I'm just curious.
I bet you
what
Howie makes cheese.
What he is actually making at the moment.
Howie's just throwing ducats.
Give me numbers, man. Numbers. There's no number on this. It just says 3-year extension.
It's not publicly available.
Oh, that's sweet. That means it's a lot more than we're thinking. This says, how much does the Eagles GM make a year? How much does the general manager make at the Eagles, United States? Oh, that's not looking at. No, there's no way it's that. Get out of here. There's no way it's that. I just feel like he makes. I gotta think he's not making, 3 mil.
I gotta make. Yeah, he's gotta make more.
Yes.
All right, let's see if it'll tell us this. Average NFL GM salary. They say, but see now it just says in California. They're saying like $100,000. There's no way
I know,
that you are managing money for a $1 billion business,
and you're making that. That's what.
right.
That's what this says. It says approximately like $70,000 or something. And I'm like, no, there ain't no way. No way.
Okay, here we go. GMs typically make around $1 million a year on the lower end spectrum, and the highest paid is right around $7.5 million.
It's got to be Howie Roseman.
Yeah, and Howie Roseman's probably in the upper echelon of them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we'll be on the lower end.
Yeah, but you got to think there's a lot of teams like. I mean, I know the Chiefs have a GM in place, but we all really know who the GM of that team is.
Oh, sure. But I mean, it was back in the Patriots days, right? We knew, he was the head coach and GM.
Yep.
Or you go to Dallas and the owner's the GM. He's not paying himself. So
it's just weird.
But you have a GM like Howie Roseman that does his job and is given full authority to do it without any interference from the owner.
Well, I mean, that's what you pay these guys for.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, like, this guy's clearly doing the job right. This is a guy that other GMs are modeling themselves after. Like, he's in the upper echelon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. I'm trying to think of who else has been doing fairly decent jobs. I don't think Dan Morgan's done a bad job in Carolina. I don't think the GM in Green Bay has done a bad job, except he keeps drafting.
You talk about Carolina, though. I don't feel like he has like the full authority to run things, right? Because you talk about the whole Bryce Young thing.
Well, you also look at they could have traded Brian Burns 2 years ago for 2 firsts.
2 first round picks.
And they said no.
Right.
And then they trade him last year, and they get, a second and a bag of nickels.
I think. Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. If I got a guy that I'm not quite sure I'm going to if I'm saying no to 2 first-round picks, I have to know that I'm re-signing that guy.
Well, yeah, because if he's not going to re-sign, then I need something out of him.
Absolutely.
And the fact you let him go away for
a second.
Pennies on the dollar, essentially.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's a bad GM move.
I would have took the 2 firsts immediately. Give them to me.
I'm like, he's not going to stick around. We're not successful. We don't have a plan in place that's going to make it successful in the immediate future. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start building for the future. Let's pull off these 2 first rounders, especially for how bad the Giants have been. If they're giving up 2 first rounders for them.
It wasn't the Giants at that time.
I don't know
somebody
who it
else,
was,
but it was out there.
I'm just saying, in the instance, it was the Giants. You're talking about a team that was bad that's giving up 2 first rounders for them. That's huge.
Yeah, because you're looking at top 5 draft picks.
Yeah, you're basically pulling off the same shit Chicago did against them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like Cleveland moving back with Jacksonville. They picked up another first next year.
Right. Smooth.
And I don't, could Jacksonville be better? Maybe. I think out of any division, that's probably your weakest one.
Well, that's what I said. I said we need to look at the AFC South and decide what are we looking at in terms of schedules.
I think
like because
Houston.
You know they got Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Tennessee in that, and 3 of those teams aren't great.
No,
I mean Houston
will be fine.
They're in progress.
They're building in progress. They just got to keep.
Yeah, we got to see what happens. Like they took a step back this year, but they could take a step forward again.
I mean, they took a step back. They still won the division, so
exactly.
And they won a playoff game, so
yeah, they can still move forward. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I mean, that's always good when you're winning. When you're a young team and you're winning playoff games, that's good for you.
Those are good feels.
They are good feels, brother.
Yeah. You know what I like about good feels?
The good feels?
The good, well, yeah, everybody loves the good feels. I mean, I understand that. But with getgoodfeels.com, you're getting a fantastic product, right? Damn it, I lost my whole thing.
You lost your read?
Yeah.
You lost your read, sir.
I was building it into.
You were trying.
Anyways, with the Get Good Feels, I still lost my read. Like, I feel like I closed it.
I did not lose mine. I left them up, but
Oh, never mind. There we go. I figured myself out. With Get Good Feels, what I like about them is they're a cannabis seltzer, and they offer a new era of refreshment, crafted with high quality natural ingredients. These beverages provide a consistent, enjoyable, uplifting experience, perfect for any occasion. You get a 20% discount using Jabbo the Pod in the promo code section. Make sure you check them out. Good shit right there. And that's what gives you good feels.
It does. I like it.
Howie Roseman is probably sipping on this whenever he's making draft picks.
Probably drank way too many when he drafted Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, that's probably what the problem was. You know what? That's what happened. He's like, I just need to pull back on the good feels for a little bit.
Just pull back on him a little bit.
Yeah,
I like
just
it.
pull back a little bit on the good feels. Yeah, so you got baseball on right now. Of course, you got the Subway Series with the Mets and the Yankees. They're in the Bronx, and I think it's 2-1 Yanks right now.
2-1 Yanks.
2-1 Yanks. Juan Soto makes his return visit to Yankee Stadium for the first time since going on that subway.
Just swapping the boroughs.
Yeah, just swapping boroughs.
Man, Colorado still single-digit wins.
So let's talk about this. We were talking about baseball. I bet on baseball last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull this up so you know how bad of a beat this is. Yeah. And I looked at it before I went to bed last night, and I'm like, man, this is going to cash. I'm so excited. So, I mean, it was a little bet. It was like plus 500 hit, and it's a 5-legger.
Yeah.
Nothing real crazy. So there's a special for the Phillies because they've been leading after 3 innings in like 7 of the last 10 games, 7 or 8 of the last 10 games.
Yep.
I was like, all right, let's do that and let's throw it together. I was like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and throw that together. So Phillies led after the first 3 innings, and then they covered the 1.5 run spread, which is basically generic for every game.
Yeah, it's always 1.5.
Yeah. So they won 5-2. I was like, cool. That one ended the earliest, and it hit. Took the Cubs to beat the White Sox. The White Sox. But,
as you should.
Right. So just money line on that.
As you should.
Then I took the Braves to hit the money line over the Red Sox. All right. I saw like in the middle of the 7th, they were up 6-2. Like solid.
Yeah.
Braves end up losing 7-6.
Oh.
So then, I didn't even see the end of this game. So then I also bet on the Rockies to lose because why not?
They always lose.
This is the easy one to bet. So I had the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are up 11-6 or something like that after the 5th.
No, that was Saturday, wasn't it? Or Friday?
No, it was last night.
Was that last night?
Yeah, so they were up like 11-6 after the 5th inning. The Rockies came back and won 14-12.
Lord. Yeah, that's a bad beat.
Yeah, they scored 4 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 in the 9th to win 14-12. The Rockies. Like, goddamn Diamondbacks.
Well, they're minus 144.
I know better to bet on the Braves. I should have known better, but I was like, nah, this is a good one. And it didn't work out in my favor. Both of them blew leads. Huge leads, mind you.
What I'm going to start doing,
bullpens fucked me.
I'm just going to put a parlay together every day. White Sox lose, Marlins lose,
Don't do it with the A's right now. They're halfway decent.
Pittsburgh loses.
Yeah, that's good.
Colorado loses.
Yeah.
That's what I'm rolling with.
Colorado's definitely generally until last night.
Well, I mean,
the one time
Pittsburgh ain't won but 15 games, so
yeah, they just got swept by the Phils.
There's talk now that
they beat Paul Skeens today too.
They're talking that they're already potentially listening to offers for Skeens.
No.
What are they going to do with him?
Keep him. Build around him. He's good for the next 10 years.
He's good.
But
the Pirates don't have that in their repertoire.
There is the ability. I keep him right now. Too young. I mean, unless, what are you getting out of it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be something. It would have to be like you've got to get.
You got to get a proven star right now that's going to bolster that roster. But I mean, you would have to go to somebody like
I don't think
you have to go, but you're going to end up spending money too at the same time because you're looking at you got to go to the Dodgers, you got to go to the Yankees, you got to go to the Mets, you got to go to the Phillies, you got to go to one of these teams that can offer multiple All-Stars for this guy.
What you're going to have to get, and I don't think multiple All-Stars does it because because it would take that to make Pittsburgh a winning team. But I think you've got to have a Herschel Walker type trade for this guy. I mean, Dallas got 15 guys or something when the Herschel Walker trade was all said and done, something stupid like that. But it's going to take something like that because I don't think Pittsburgh can keep him. Because I mean,
you're going to have to go find a team that's willing to give up prospects.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what, and it's got to be a lot of prospects. And it's got to be potential several can't miss because by the time this goes down, you're looking because Skeens still have Skeens for the next 3 years.
Right. So you're talking about the Tigers right now are ranked as the number one farm system. Behind them are the Rays, and then the Red Sox are third. The Dodgers surprisingly are fourth.
It would take. I mean, the Dodgers would kill for a guy like him, and if they've got that kind of farm system,
right. So, I mean, that's the thing. Do you hold on to the farm system and then trade away all-stars and try to bring these guys up? Or are you looking to,
solidify what you're already building
right
now?
But that's what I'm saying. You gotta find a team like that, right? So, the Mets are there at 12.
I mean, you imagine Skeens with, the Dodgers lineup supporting him.
Oh, yeah, no.
Instead of what he's got now.
Yeah, the Phillies are right in the middle at 17.
It's just, I don't know. I just know, in 5 years he's not going to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. There's no way.
Oh, no. He's ending up a Dodger or a Yankee.
He's going to end up a Dodger, a Yankee, a Met, a Brave. He's going to end up somewhere.
He's going to go to one of the top 6 spending ball clubs.
Yeah, he's gonna go to a team. He's gonna get. He probably wants to win.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing about baseball players. I mean, yes,
you
do see these guys that go chase money. Yeah, fuck it. You're gonna pay me $35 million. I'll go here.
Yeah,
I mean, I think.
Well, in that instance, if Paul Skeens, down the road does decide to go ahead and move teams, he's gonna need some new merch.
He's going to need some new merch.
Yeah, you can go to Old Glory, though. OldGlory.com. They offer over 300,000 items that have music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture fans. Featuring officially licensed merch from iconic bands and the top sports teams. So if he does end up with the Dodgers or wherever, he's going to be able to find some new gear right there at OldGlory.com. They discover your perfect fan gear and save with the exclusive discount. You're going to get 15% off using Jabbo the Pod right there in the promo code SPLOT when you go to checkout. Yep. And they got you whatever you need right there. I say check it out. Paul Skeens in your future for sure. And use the promo code.
Yeah, like it. Promo code Central.
That's what we do here.
Got a couple more coming, so we'll get to it in just a minute.
We do. But no, I mean, back to Paul Skeens and what you're talking about that. I mean, I am a fan of thinking about in the long run, you're gonna want to keep him around. He's putting butts in the seats, right? Ticket sales are huge right now for baseball owners. So, at least every 5 days, you're putting butts in the seats.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to continue to have him around just for that aspect of it. So you want you to evaluate this down the road. You're not doing it now. It's not a good idea to do it now because you're at least getting every penny out that you're going to get out of it.
Oh yeah,
right
they're
now.
squeezing the turnip right now.
Exactly. So you can't let the guy go at this point, unless you just get an astronomical deal with, say, a team, like the Dodgers with a top 5 farm system, and they're coming at you with, something
We'll give you 6 or 7 of our best prospects for this guy.
Right.
Something along that lines.
Yeah.
But it would
maybe throwing an all-star in there just so you have something that's going to at least try to garner some ticket sales.
I mean, he's just a beast though.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't get run support.
He doesn't. They lost 1-0 today.
I mean,
however, the Phils pitched a rook, or whatever you want to call him, but I mean, he made his MLB debut. Vic Abel pitched a fucking gorgeous gem today. No runs, had 9 strikeouts, most by a Philly in their debut. Amazing. Just, I hope that success continues for Abel going in the future.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gotta.
He had 6 or 7 strong innings.
It's gotta suck when you're Paul Skeens, you give up 3 hits and 1 run and you lose.
Oh no, I agree. Yeah, no, I mean that's got to eat at him, right? He pitched to Jim too. No,
yeah. I mean, it was essentially a pitcher's duel today.
It was absolutely. Those are good games to watch. I love those. And I watched the majority of it. However, yeah, with Skeens, that sucks, man. You need the run support. That's the one thing you're asking for. And just to get 2 runs on the board today, it's not asking for a whole lot.
Just 2
against the rook in the league. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's just. Ugh.
But I mean, yeah, it's just the downside to being at a pro or a ball club that just doesn't.
It doesn't have
the history of sucking.
Yeah,
I mean, Pittsburgh is the history of sucking.
Yeah, like it complete history of sucking. And it's just like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I hate it for him because that dude's a stud.
I'm looking at like his games that he started this year, and I'm looking at like 4 losses. I believe this is.
He's 3-5 after today.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at his last 5 starts before today.
I'll tell you what he needs. Needs some Shimmerwood.
Some Shimmerwood?
That'll get you over it.
I'd get him relaxed a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the Shimmerwood beverages?
Yeah, you go to shimmerwood.com. Shimmerwood's award-winning CBD seltzers combine full-spectrum CBD with natural fruit shrubs, delivering a refreshing, stress-relieving drink that eases tension, which I guarantee that offense gives him a lot of tension, and promotes the relaxation to just forget that it even happened today.
Yeah.
You can enjoy an exclusive discount using Jab of the Pod.
Yep.
Right there in the promo code slot when you go to checkout.
Yeah, I believe it's 30% there.
Yeah, I think that's the big one. Yeah, that's the 30% listener discount right there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it gives you some Shimmerwood right
great.
there. CBD product.
But yeah, just looking at his numbers though, like he lost to the Mets. They lost 4-3. He gave up 6 hits, 1 run. St. Louis, they lose 2-1. 3 hits, 2 runs. I mean, the Cubs
can't catch a break, can he?
5 hits, 3 runs, over 5. Like, just cannot catch a break. His last win was April 25th against the Dodgers.
What?
They won 3-0. He went 6 and 6. I don't know what 0.1 of an inning is.
1 out.
Is that
Yeah.
I would think that
It's
would be
0.1.
6.3.
It's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Well, it wouldn't be 0.3. They give you the full inning, of course.
Yeah,
It's
that's
0.1. If it's 0.1, it's 1 out. 0.2 is 2 outs.
That's just still weird. Anyway,
It's weird, I know, but that's exactly
5
what it
hits, no runs, 9 Ks in that game. But I mean, no run support at all.
is. Yeah, it
None.
sucks.
None. But speaking of Chicago,
What does Chicago have? They have something special up there.
they have the fabulous Big Fork brands.
Nice.
Your gateway to the flavor Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Based in the heart of Chicago, this family-owned business crafts the finest burger and hot dog sauces, bacon sausage, and paleo-family treats. Their standout product, the real Windy City sauce, captures the essence of Chicago's vibrant culinary scene. At Big Fork, they believe in wholesome ingredients, bold flavors, ensuring every bite is a celebration of taste.
Man.
You can get a 20% discount at the checkout with them with Jabba the Pod.
Yeah, hit them with the Jab of the Pod promo every time. Yeah, we'll travel from Chicago. We'll need to hook it up with some Big Fork brands dog sauce when we do the 999 challenge.
Ooh, that's still coming.
Yeah, and then the Twins' streak of 13 wins ended. They had 34 shutout innings
That's
in
crazy.
that span. That's nuts.
That's insane.
Yeah, Twins been rolling. I think the Guardians have been rolling as well. Guardians have been playing some really solid baseball as of late.
Yeah, the Twins are 9-1 in the last 10. I'm assuming they lost today.
Yeah.
The Guardians in that well, I wouldn't say
They've lost 4 straight. I think before the weekend they were on kind of a heater, but yeah, here recently not doing so hot. So, but yeah, last I looked, the Guardians have been one of the hotter teams in baseball. So,
St. Louis is 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, I mean, you go look into the NL East too. You got the Phillies; they're 7-3 in the last 10. The Mets are 6-4. Braves are 6-4. I guess the Braves won today because they did not win last night.
Damn you, Braves! Damn you!
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh,
Dodgers are on a 3-game skid. I love that shit.
Mets just picked up a run last inning.
Ooh, missed that one.
I like it. I missed it too. I just happened to see the score up there. I was like, hey,
Nice.
Works for me.
Well, man, I think we covered the entire spectrum of sports for us today.
We did.
Yeah, we caught up and got back at it today. So appreciate everybody listening as always, and we'll get back at you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Until then, I will see you.
Hey there.